Welcome to Empyrion. This is going to be a new series called The Workshop, and in this series I'm going to be exploring several of my creations that I've been working on in creative, which I'm hoping to bring through into my survival series, in particular series 3 that we're currently doing the filming for. Now, I have to pre-warn you, there's going to be a reveal in this series, or in the next few seconds in fact, of a ship that will appear at some point in the survival series. Now, already you've seen two versions of the ship that I've been using as my main capital ship, and both of those are improvements on the previous design. And I want to kind of explain what's going on with those designs in particular, so I'm going to be trying not show you too much of what's coming up. Now, if you're wondering where this platform came from, this is the wonderful Excel foundation base structure that Jeff Randall has done. It's an absolutely wonderful thing for doing things like this. But enough about him, we're talking about me, so we're going to talk about this ship. Now, if you watched any of my playthrough series 3, you will recognise this ship straight away. This is my turret class gunship. It's essentially a quad chain gun small gunship with 8 sentry turrets on the exterior that face pretty much 2 in every direction, so it gives me some good coverage in every direction. And what's great about this ship is we've been using it quite a lot in the playthrough series for quite a few episodes. It has a nice little living area. Let's just come out of bottom mode for a sec. It has a nice little cockpit area, nice little living area. It's essentially got numerous points of access, so it's 2 docking doors either side. So if you've got access to some kind of space station, or what I'm hoping Elion actually introduces at some point, some kind of docking arm that can lock onto a ship, because frankly, you know, being able to open a door and actually step straight out into a structure would be absolutely fantastic. But unfortunately, because of the collision detection at the minute, you can't really get anything close enough to the doors to make it viable. You end up having to open the door and then jump or rocket pack onto like a platform. So anyway, so most of our access at the minute is from this under the ship access tube, which has got a little elevator in it, so we do need to use our jetpack to do the initial jump. I can't seem to get the ladder to lock in because of the way the ladder's been configured. It only seems to allow elevation on one side, and yeah, Elion, please introduce a different kind of ladder so we can be a bit cheeky and stick a ladder there and go up. That'd be great. Or even better, a really good one would be an extendable ladder, something that actually starts up here or here, and you can click it and it extends down and you can climb up it. That would be fantastic. You could do that with elevators as well, you know, just an idea. So this is a ship we've been using. It's got 3 directional thrusters in every direction, obviously 8 main engines at the back, all of them medium. On the axes it's normally 2, so just remind myself, I think it's small. Yeah, it's a small thruster. So it's 2 small thrusters combined with 1 medium thruster on every axis along the main body here. On the front we have 4 retro engines, 4 retro medium engines to provide the acceleration. So we've got 8 on the back, 4 on the front, so we can accelerate at twice the speed that we can de-accelerate. Before I had God mode, why's my jetpack on? So it's pretty much got everything you possibly need. You've got a bathroom, you've got an armour repair units, or basically just a repair station. To be fair, it repairs pretty much everything. You've got your armor station here, you've got an advanced constructor, you've got numerous passenger chairs that can be used for turret access. You've got your O2 station, your food processor and fridge. You've got a selection of medical stations that I picked specifically to cover the most common injuries that you get when doing dangerous things. So doing complexes, you know, you want to make sure you can deal with your kind of parasites, and these things kind of do that. Disease as well, and obviously your medical station serves as your respawn pod as well as your healing station. We're also lucky enough to have a shower which we can use to deal with radiation poisoning. Well, not poisoning, but radiation. What would you call it actually? Exposure. Radiation exposure. We've got a 40,000 storage ammo block, which we kind of use for weapons as well as ammunition. We've also got a 320,000 storage on the ship, which is proving pretty bloody good in our playthrough series at the minute. So all the ship's made out of standard steel blocks. I've been a bit cheeky in different areas. I've used a bit of decoration to cover things up. We've used the underside to kind of embed these rather large landing gears. The light for the ship is buried underneath, but we also have two frontal lights as well. So this one kind of points down at a landing area, and these two provide kind of lights to the front. So we also have a landing pad, a makeshift landing pad on top, which is pretty good if you've got a small SV and you need to carry it around. You can drop it on here, lock it on, then let's just pretend, you know, you kind of drop off the roof conveniently and then jump your way back up here. So yeah. Okay, now on to the second version of this ship. Now this is pretty obvious. On the exterior side, it's pretty much exactly the same. This is the one we're currently using in the current playthrough. What we've done in terms of its improvements is we stripped the top chain gun and the bottom chain gun, replace them with rocket launchers. Now that's proved to increase the firepower quite a bit for this ship, which is exactly what we need to deal with some of the more dangerous vessels in the game. Now by far this is not suddenly become, you know, super powerful. It's still the turret gunship. It's just a Mark 15B, meaning it's kind of changed. That's why that's an A, this is a B, and the 15 refers to the prerequisite level for the unlock. So it's now a level 15 lock, and that is pretty much it for that. The interior is exactly the same. Pretty much the next ship is pretty much the same for the most part. There's nothing changed in terms of its storage. It's a few block changes in the back, but nothing to really sing or dance about. Now, this is the big reveal. Now, yeah, you can already tell this is considerably bigger. Now, looking back there, you can tell the ship has been extended out front. It's also been extended out back, and it's been extended out the sides as well. So this ship was quite a big project. I kind of had an idea that I wanted to use the basic chassis again of the gunship, but I wanted to effectively make a heavier gunship, which is why we've called this the Storm Heavy Gunship. That's what the H.gun means, and it is a level 20 unlock, and this is variation A, because it's a totally different chassis design. Well, I say totally different, you know what I mean. It's not, it's similar, but it is different. Interior wise, we've done quite a few changes on the inside. I'm not going to bother showing that to you, but effectively we've got, I believe we've got a tier 2 shield in there now. I should check that. to expand all, probably helps. Small generator. I think I've changed the power generation a little bit as well. It needed a lot more juice, so I had to figure out how to get an additional generator in it. Might be wrong. Polarized shield, yes, tier 2. We also have a repair bay and a repair console, which is a new addition to this design. So on top we've stuck, well, let's just get that off. So we've now got a repair bay, it's just a tier 1, and the controller for that has been logically put inside in what used to be a decorative console slot. So this now is actually functional for a player, which is great. So a player sitting there now has access to the control panel. In terms of the interior, not much else has changed. Let's just have a look. Yeah, same storage. The only other changes I've done is I've had to strip out a couple of fuel cells, like fuel tanks, in order to make room for a CPU extender, I think. Yeah, because we had to go up to tier 3. I think that one was tier 2. Let's just have a quick look at that one. Yeah, tier 2. And yes, we had a tier 1. Oh no, we had tier 2 shield generator in that one. Was that the change? That was the internal change I made. Yes, that is correct. I forgot about that one. One of the other things we've done is we've changed the exterior hull around the doorway to include angular blocks to improve the HP a little bit. So this block here is 445 because it's slightly more angled, and this one here is your standard block, which is 398. So we've improved the protection around the door area because, well, frankly, it's just a door. And that was concerning me a little bit, because if I had a rocket launcher and I fired at the door, or just a block here or wherever, I could potentially breach right through the side of the ship very easily. So the door is still obviously pretty weak. I mean, it's 210 hit points, but at least I've added a bit more protection at the top here. So any shots coming from above now is going to hit the same kind of hit points. Don't really worry about that because that doesn't lead to the interior. That one did. So I just wanted to add a few more hit points there. This is obviously a bit crap. That's 312, 210, 312. Yeah, a good rocket blow to the side of the ship's going to decompress that entire department. So in terms of the changes, I've stripped out 2 of the lower engines, the medium engines, and replaced them with 2 player controlled rocket launchers, which are these bad boys here. I do like how they extend out. They fit very nicely under there, I feel. What I've done with the engines is I put them on the side kind of nose cone bits, the split nose cone. And what I've done is I've taken the spotlights that were here, that were at the end here, I've dropped them back 1 block, put a new series of blocks at the front, and dropped an additional light at the front of those blocks. And I've set all of these up to be spotlight mode. So now you've got a big beam of light with a very wide cone coming out the front of the ship. So you've got a lot of essentially light coverage at the front of the ship for night operations or space operations. We've also extended the kind of turret shafts on the side of the ship, extended them out quite a bit to kind of give the front of the ship a bit more coverage. So any ship that's kind of just here is going to get hit by both turrets, and you can still pretty much get hit as near as this. On this ship it's sort of not the case, so once you kind of get about here you start losing the ability to get hit. Like here, maybe just about here. So, and also the visibility from one side is pretty crap, so if I'm attacking from a slight angle on the front or the rear, you can't get a shot off, whereas now it's sort of a bit more feasible. So attacking slightly elevated, I can probably get a shot off on both sides with the chain guns. Same with the back, so the back is obviously slightly more obscured, but you've still got good coverage now with side mounted guns, which wasn't the case before. We've stuck an additional sentry turret in front of the rocket launcher, the idea being I just want to have an extra gun. So I sort of saw a spot, I thought surely it's going to be intelligent enough to fire over the top, I hope. So I kind of dropped the sentry turret in there. I'm hoping this is not a problem. I'm hoping, fingers crossed. Worst case scenario, I'll just get that to duck down or even remove it if it proves a problem. We've added some additional lighting on top to kind of help with landing. So now you've got these 6 landing lights. Well, they're just lights really, but you kind of get the idea. It does make kind of landing a bit easier. We've also got a slight trough back here for, effectively the idea being is give sort of the illusion of kind of engine access on a small SV, so you can kind of get under the back end of it to do some work. It's not perfect, but it sort of does do the job a little bit. Also, it's a little overflow, so if you've got a quite big SV and you're landing it and you need a bit of extra space, well, you've got this little bit. So if you're hanging past there, it's a bit too much. But yeah, is that. We've done a bit more decoration on the top here as well. In terms of the interior, well, it's exactly the same as the other 2 versions. All that has changed is very much the length of the ship. Oh, we've changed the number of engines now from 1 medium engine on the axes to 3. So that's improved its manoeuvrability quite a bit. Ironically, the size of the ship has not grown proportionately to the number of engines that we've applied. So technically speaking, this ship is more manoeuvrable now than previous designs, even though that's supposed to be a more heavier version. You can prove that if we just have a look at the stats. So we've got a roll factor of 92, we've got a pitch of 60 and yaw of 48. Let's go over to this one. Probably going to prove different now. Yeah, so you can see massive improvement. In terms of the acceleration, I suspect this has dropped a little bit. Yeah, it's dropped down a bit. Acceleration, de-acceleration would have been affected, but the other motions in other directions has been improved. In fact, ironically, we can go up faster than we can actually go forward. Oh man, that's actually quite tragic. I did not realise we'd done that. How's it doing that? We've got 8 engines there. What? How the hell's it done that? So we can go up and down faster than we can go. Oh, of course, because it's multiplying. Jesus, yeah. So we've got 6 engines, 6 medium engines, and then 4 small engines. Oh yeah, that's actually a lot more power, isn't it? Ironic. So really, I should be calling this the more agile gunship. So it's faster in terms of its manoeuvrability, it can turn more, it's got better protection, better weaponry. It's just a better ship. So this, one final thing, I'll better show that off. So I've done one additional change to the underneath part. Now this was completely non-functional before. Now I've kind of created a designated underneath docking area for a small HV, and I sort of designed a HV specifically for docking underneath this ship, and it docks quite easily and quite conveniently. I may actually use that ship. It's sorry, not ship, that hover vessel. It's quite cool actually. Very fast on its acceleration. So that is now going to be the Storm heavy gunship. So I'm hoping in the next couple of episodes, the next time we go back to our forward operating base on, I've forgotten the name of the planet now, it's the ocean planet, I'm going to strip this version of the ship and put all the components into this version of the ship along with the additional blocks and manufacture this one, because there's no point in having both. So we're going to do essentially a rebuild, a refit into this version. So I wanted to show you that version ship off in advance so you could go, and I'm really excited about having these rocket launchers. In terms of its level, I'm very aware this is a level 20 ship. I think my player character at the minute is currently at level 18. I do not expect to be far, or I don't expect it to take too long to get up to level 20. So I expect to get there kind of quickly. If you have a look at the kind of size difference, so we're up to 1.17 on this, and it's 718 blocks. This I think is 0.88 and 620 blocks, and already that is 42 meters long. This ship over there is over 50, so it's 50 by 26 by 40, and yeah, it is a bigger ship, quite a lot bigger. I mean, 4 meters wider and 8 meters longer. In terms of its height, I think it's exactly the same height. Yeah, it's exactly the same height. So the storm is going to be coming, and when it does, it's going to be glorious, I have to say. I'm looking forward to getting this ship into survival, because I think the Xerax ships that we're having some problems with in the first gun run for the Torrent Mark 10A, this thing's not going to have a problem with them. It's going to absolutely just rip the hell out of them. So yeah, and not much of a change in terms of size, just a little bit of a change, but yeah, this is considerably better. So anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you liked it, I hope you liked the reveal, and I hope you're looking forward to seeing this storm being used in the survival game. So for now, thank you for watching, and don't forget, hit the like and subscribe, it does mean a lot. Catch you in the next video.